Yo, this is what you be the source. What you lot telling me, man? Knows cardistry now. I'm a magician. Yeah, it's your boy Velan here, and on today's show we're gonna have NIO, the street magician. The link is in my bio. Check this out. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Director Ramji.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. Namaste. It's your boy. What's your boy? What's your boy?
Who's your boy?
I forgot my lines. I only got 2 lines in my whole life and I forgot them. What's your boy? What the 1:40 in the morning is getting to me.
Alright, we got this. What's your boy? What's your name?
No, I got this. What's going on? It's your boy Velan here, and you are now tuned in to Be The Source. And on today's show, we got NIO, the street magician. What's poppin', player?
Yo.
I feel like you should come down. Ooh.
Yo.
Come down to your level. You get me? What are you saying,
Can we just tell him that it's 1:35 in the morning?
It's actually 1:37 a.m. right now. We're filming this podcast. Safe Ramesh. Don't fall asleep behind the camera. I can see your eyes nodding off. He's bare like... Just make sure the camera don't turn off. What are you saying though, NIO? You good?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Thank you for...
Yeah.
Yeah, don't touch the mic. It makes a crazy noise. If you want to move it, just move it by the... here like this. Or just leave it there and don't even touch it for the rest of the show. You know.
So, I'm good, man. I'm just trying to really.
Ramesh got me this drink. What drink is this?
Some berries. Blueberries and
It looks really nice though.
Sorry, I didn't get you one.
No, it's fine. I had a Coke Zero.
But I want to see how. I want people like this unboxing. It's 2 videos in one. You get me? Yeah, we took some time setting up, innit?
Yeah.
Like that ice cream.
The ice cream's been sitting there for hours.
Ramesh is so pissed that the ice cream melted.
Yeah, the ice cream melted, by the way.
And probably a waffle is probably a bit wet.
But Valen's point is that it's still ice cream. It's just
Strawberries in
melted.
there.
Well, you're fucked.
What do you mean?
The strawberries in there. They're probably out of date now.
It's been like 1 hour, bro. Their rapping is next level, bro.
So we thought we were going to do this podcast a little differently, where he's actually drinking or eating at the same time, so to authenticate the conversation a lot more.
But yeah, NIO, the street magician.
Yes.
What are you saying?
I'm good. I think we've had this question about 3 times.
Yeah, I'm trying to start this podcast again, so I'm gonna be like, okay, now when I edit, I'll be like, yeah, I'll just start from here. Cut all that
All right. Cool. Come. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. Thank you for coming on the show. It's 1:40 in the morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. So we met first. How many years ago? Like 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
2016. So.
What? 2 years ago?
Yeah, coming up 2
3.
years.
Yeah, I was editing your showreel.
Through a mutual friend.
Yeah, for a mutual friend. How like when I was editing that, like I never edited anything like in that kind of format, where it was a proper quick cut and like it was like with there's like a skill behind filming magic videos.
Yeah.
And then like that got me into thinking like the actual performance that you do as a magician, because like, would you call yourself a performer? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, what are you? Are you a magician? Like, what are you saying?
I don't know. I think when I started off, I classified myself as a magician because that's what I thought I thought that was all there was to the whole to magic, right? There's a magician who does tricks, and that's it.
Okay, let's start there. How did you get into magic? And being like, I want to become a magician. Yo, wake up, Ramesh!
Rams is going to sleep, man. It's so distracting. You're not. We're not entertaining you though. Alright, I'm gonna speed it up for Rams behind the camera because he's falling asleep. It's nearly 2 a.m. But I got into magic by luck, you know.
By luck.
Yeah, you know, luck does exist.
Okay.
You know, there is such a thing as you make your own luck, but you know, there is them times when you're just at the right place at the right time. That's what happened to me. I was at the right place at the right time in my local library, and I picked up David Blaine's autobiography. And
that changed your life forever.
yeah, I never read books before that either. I like the autobiographies because, you know, in every autobiography you got the middle section which is just full of pictures.
Is it?
Yeah, check it out in the library. So every autobiography they have a section in the middle where it's just pictures, and they caption the picture below.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
I didn't know that was every autobiography.
Well, that was most of the ones I saw. Katie Price and all them.
Okay. What?
It's true. I just vividly remember seeing Katie Price's autobiography in the library when when I was 13.
So that was your way of getting it, yeah? That's how you got into magic. You just went randomly was in the library. You thought, all right, let me check this guy David Blaine out. Did you know who he was?
No, nah. But I used to play
No.
chess.
You didn't know who David Blaine was, but you picked up his autobiography.
Yeah, well, I only knew of him from a Channel 4 conference he did where he cut his ear off,
Oh, that was mad.
and that was in 2002 before he went up in the box in Tower Bridge. So I because the cover of his autobiography, which is called Mysterious Stranger, for anyone that wants to check it out, it's like just a silhouette of his face, right? So it's very distinctive. So I was like, oh, this is the guy that cut his ear off. Bit intrigued, let me see what it's about. And then I remember the first picture was like him holding a deck of cards and this woman like reacting, like, oh, this is, and then you can just see in the still, like, this is mad because it's like magic is one of those art forms where you can do one-on-one intimate, you know, and it's very instant. It's like, you know, if you're gonna go to a concert, for example, you're enjoying it with thousands or you know, tens of thousands of other people. Whereas magic is very intimate, you know, it's more profound when it's a one-to-one situation. And I saw that, you know, it was almost like I could see across the picture that, you know, was portrayed. So it just got me very intrigued. So I took the book home.
But what about when a magician goes on tour and performs in front of a large audience?
Yeah, so that's like,
dropping.
yes. So it's another branch of magic, right? It's stage magic. And then what I do, like,
How many branches are there when it comes?
I think there's quite a few, man. Especially with social media nowadays. There's a whole thing of social media magic.
What's social media magic?
Yeah, like magic for Instagram.
Fake magic. As in, like, what I mean by that, I mean like they pay people for their reactions.
Well,
Because that exists in the YouTube game, like fake pranks. You guys know.
yeah, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? Does that
That is
exist?
very
You're
true.
saying
Do you know what? Yeah, 100% it exists, man. There are people, yeah, proper big, with social,
Swear down.
proper people with big social media following, who fake their reactions, right?
that guy beginning with J. I think that's. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but you got to respect their hustle, but you got to question their integrity. Because I know for a fact a lot of the videos are fake because of the way that the magic is shot, right? The camera is in front and then you've got the audience in the videos looking at it from the back. So they're looking at an exposed view.
One sec.
Oh, one sec.
What other branches are there when it comes to magic?
There's like Geek Magic, which is like, you know...
Geek Magic.
Geek Magic it's called. And it's like quite squeamish magic, for example, you know, the finger bending.
That's called Geek Magic.
It's like Geek Magic. Or even I would say like Blaine's, you know, the sewing his mouth.
Yo, that was nuts.
Yeah, so it's like magic which makes you squeamish, right?
The first time I watched that video, as I was watching the video, I
Yeah,
called
they
this
called
guy
me.
up. He didn't answer. I called him again. He finally answered. I was like, yo, did you see that name literally? Is it real? And this guy was like, yeah, bro, it was real. I was like, what?
As if you know you needed a official
Yeah,
confirmed confirmation that it was real. I just told him what I thought was real. It looked real to me anyway.
So there's Geek Magic.
Yeah, man, there's a lot. There's geek magic, there's stage magic, there's close-up magic, there's mentalism, which is a whole, very similar to the hypnosis world.
Okay. So that falls under magic.
Yeah, I think so. But not a lot of people would consider it. Some of it would say it's big enough to be its own craft, right?
What about palm reading? Future telling, like that.
Well, this is interesting because, up until I was 13, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I just wanted to be I was just a class clown.
Was you doing magic?
Nah, I'm saying before I got into magic. So before,
My bad.
because I got into magic when I was 13.
Just before.
You must know this. Yeah, no, just before. So, man, just like being center of attention. So I would just do stupid things, innit? And then I discovered magic. And then that put me in a different spotlight in a way that, I could do tricks in return for people giving me their attention.
What was
right?
the first trick you did in school?
I flopped the first trick, man. I dropped the cards.
No way.
Yeah.
Talk me through it. What happened?
Yeah, it was to a chick.
Yeah.
And we was just coming out of our maths class and it's a trick I learned of Blaine's show.
Okay. So you watching it on TV?
I was
and
heavily influenced by Blaine.
That's
Heavily. Because I was a kid, man. I didn't know what direction I wanted to take it, so I just copied a lot of his tricks.
After reading that autobiography.
Yeah, that's the only point of source of, knowledge on magic that I had. So that was like my Bible for a long time.
Mad.
I would refer back to it every now and then.
How did you learn the tricks from just watching it?
Yeah, I started to watch him a lot.
But how did you learn the tricks? How did you learn how to do it? Because he didn't show you how he did it.
Nah, so, well, you see, these questions will kind of dig deeper into what magic is, because magic is a very old craft, right? It's very, very ancient. There's books on magic which date back to 1300s.
Damn.
So, because magic's been around for a very long time, right?
Okay.
And so you see a lot of concepts that you find in magic.
Was magic used for good and good or evil back in?
Well, there was a lot of skepticism on magic for sure, because a lot of people saw it as messing with the jinns.
Mm-hmm. Or
Do
witchcraft.
you mess with the jinns, Rams? Yeah.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. But
Harry Potter.
yeah, but it's everything in life moves with the current environment, right?
Okay.
So magic is now compressed into this thing where, the most popular sort of magic you see now is on social media, right? Those are the ones that get views, like Zach King on Instagram, who does these technical illusions with editing, but puts it across as magic, right? And it's viral, it's what people want to watch. So,
But is that called magic, or is that just called art? Like a form of.
Well, I think
is
it's
art.
categorized as magic, but
He's just a content creator, no?
yeah, because you couldn't do that live. So it's I don't see anything that you can't do live. I see very difficult to comprehend, man.
I see magic as a performance.
Yeah, it's a performance art for sure. For sure. And I'm not the performing type.
You're not.
Nah.
You just said you're a class clown. That's your background.
Yeah, but class clown I was a class clown for the wrong reasons, looking back on it. I thought what was cool was doing, naughty and violent things. I kicked this homie, this idiot in year 7 in the balls, bro.
Why?
Because he pissed me off.
So he kicked him in the balls,
So
bro.
man front kicked him in the balls, and he couldn't breathe. He was holding his breath, so his face got all red, and I could see his veins pop out. We was only 11, so
You wanted to kick him in the balls, or you just kicked him
Yeah,
and landed in his
you
balls?
see-
Because that's two different things. If you wanted to hurt him in the balls, he must have pissed you off too much.
Yeah, that's the issue. I was a troubled kid, man. I was a really troubled kid.
I want to know about the first trick you did in school. That's what we were talking
Did
about.
we not complete that?
Nah.
Okay. So yeah, it was a card trick I learned from Blaine. I tried to do it on the girl as we finished maths class.
Okay.
And as I'm doing as I'm holding the cards, you know, for her to pick out like this, they fall to the ground.
Oh, before the trick even started?
Pretty much.
So then why didn't you just pick up the cards and do it again? You were too nervous.
Well, my ego was destroyed.
Damn.
Yeah. So
So you wanted to pick up girls from the get-go with magic. That was your thing.
Well, not really, but I figured if I get one of the most popular girls and, you know, get her attention, it might kind of, you know, spread around and I might be famous inside the school, right? Because I wanted to, yeah.
Man was collaborating before that was even a thing.
What does that mean?
You wanted to collaborate with the popular person to get
to
feed off their
yeah, for sure.
You see how that's happening in social media right now.
It's all about collaborations.
Tactics, strategic placements, and it's being smart.
But there's a lot to talk about though, isn't it? We've got a lot to talk about for sure. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, we keep jumping about here and there.
Because we intentionally did this at 1 o'clock in the morning, so we could
It's
get
coming
quite
out to
deep.
2 now.
2 a.m. in the morning, so we could get quite deep.
We already spoke for 20 minutes, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Ask me some questions.
How was it coming up in a Brown family and saying, I want to do magic? And how was like...
Well,
how
I
did
don't
that
know because
conversation happen?
I don't know because I never had that conversation until like when I was 18, maybe.
Because I know in your pilot, which is released where can they watch your pilot?
Well, it's now on my Facebook. You know, we spent a lot of money filming that pilot, but it's ended on my Facebook.
How much money did you spend?
Is this going to be the clickbait? 60 grand.
60 G's!
Flames.
Damn, boy. So you had a
wasn't-
full-on production.
It wasn't mine though.
You had a full-on production.
Yeah.
That's mad. So watch that on his Facebook. I'll link it down below in the description. And then, what was that?
So, yeah, it was
in the
just-
pilot, there's a
yeah.
scene with you and your mum.
Yeah, so
Tell me about that.
well, first the whole idea of telling your family you want to do magic, and they are brown, so Asians, whatever.
How old were you when you
Like
said
honestly, if I'm honest, I'll be totally honest. I think
honest.
I just never had the balls to tell them face to face, innit? So I grew up with my mum and my older brother and my younger sister. So it was 4 of us in a house, and so we was always raised to, you know, kind of work a bit harder than the next guy, so we could be, you know, twice as better if you want, and that the only way to do that was through academics.
that? Straight up standard.
Which, you know, to a certain extent you can understand.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, maybe it was the case. But
It's what they've come from, isn't it?
yeah, but times are changing so quick that tomorrow is a different day. So different to today, you know.
Yep.
And they're so stuck in their ways of thinking, which is very ancient, and it's just not going to work in this day and age. But I just never had the balls to tell him. That's why I just chose to do it in secret. I was like, it's so much easier for me to practice when I'm in school, you know.
You practice in school?
I practiced in school, back of the lesson and all that. I used to play poker in the
Okay.
back of the classroom in maths with like 20p's and 10p's. And I did cheat, you know. I was able to stack the deck, so I would deal myself. I once dealt myself a full house, and the fucker caught me out.
No
He was
way.
like, "Nah, this is too good to be true." I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, I got a full house, bro. Like, give me the money." And like, he never paid up. It was like £3. You know, with
That's
£3,
big
what you
back
could
in
do?
the day.
Well, you could do £3. You could buy
Wings and chips.
what?
3 wings and chips for £1,
Fam.
and you got £2 left over.
I was thinking you go buy some Coke cans priced at 20p wholesale and then resell them at school for 60p and
That's
triple
the
your
Asian
money.
in you, boy. I would just spend it on food on the way home.
Yeah, well, shit, man. That's that's
Okay, so that's you, yeah. What was you talking about?
the whole Asian thing.
Yeah, so you never had the conversation.
Never had the conversation, man.
So how is it?
But so there was many episodes where
You dropping out of uni, what was that convo like?
well, even before that, bro, I had stashed about 150 deck of cards in my collection in it over
Damn.
time.
Okay.
Because I used to go on Saturdays. Saturdays, 11 to 1 used to be my taekwondo lessons. So I would
seen your
use
shelf.
I would use that as cover to jump on the train to Charing Cross and jump on the magic shop and get my things, you know. So I had a collection of 150 cards, and then once I went and made the trip, I come back, they were all gone.
What?
Yeah, they'd all disappeared. So it's like, okay. And then I asked my mom. She was like, she threw them in the bin. So I'm like, and it's crazy because I had 4 deck of cards back then, which she threw away, which I bought for £6 each, right? And they now today, which I checked on eBay literally today, one of those decks is worth 150.
Is that one of them Bitcoin stories?
Yeah.
But
So
slightly
you know,
less.
I had really good decks, rare decks that I bought very cheap back in the time, back in those days, and I was just keeping, you know, and they just gone. So those were little episodes. I was like, okay, I should definitely not tell my mum that I love to do magic, and that's what I'm gonna pursue. Because without even telling me, she threw my cards away. And then the whole uni thing, you know, because I went to uni for first year I did computer science. I hated it, absolutely. Loathe university. I'm sure you're the same. Are you? I think I just never got into uni, man.
But I want to know about like how it was coming home to all of that.
Well, you see,
Because I know it would have been really stressful for you.
Well, you see, the thing is, as a magician, over time you learn how to strategize your plan, right? You have a goal, and you have to not logically think of it, but you have to plant the seed of thought into that, whoever that person is. So I knew 1 year before I wanted to leave uni that I wanted to leave. And I gave myself a whole year, 12 months, to plant the seed in my mum's head, like, look, I'm thinking about leaving uni. Or I said, it went from like, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing and I really want to pursue magic, to I'm thinking of leaving uni, to then leaving uni, right? Those were the 3 stages that I planted the seed.
Believe in like having a plan A and a plan B? Or are you that guy that says, F the plan B, there should be only a plan A and go 100% on that?
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you were planting the seed for a whole year with your mum, you left uni.
So it was a very strategic plan, right?
Yeah.
And so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be when I finally did. Because you see, what I did was I was like, okay, I'm going to leave uni. My mum's not going to give me jack, to live or whatever. I've got to make my own pee, So then I started selling. I got a job. The only reason I got the job was because the boss, it was an estate agency job to sell houses.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, and I only got that job because the CEO or the boss of that estate agency liked or loved my magic.
Yeah,
so he really.
So you got the job in the job interview, you're doing tricks.
No, I met him prior to that. I did tricks
yeah?
to him. I went to a charity do. I met him like that. I did tricks. He was so impressed. He goes, "Here's my card. Call me if you need anything." I've just quit uni, and I'm like, I call him up. I'm like, "Yo, can I do an admin job?" He's like, "I don't need you for admin. I need you to sell houses for me." So I was like, "All right, cool." So I did that for 3 months. Sold 10 houses.
What? What?
Yeah,
That's for some fat commissions, no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was getting commission I went from like June to September, and I was still getting commissions all the way up to January because some houses take about a good 6 weeks to complete on the purchase. So
That's mad. So why did you quit that?
well, then I thought I had enough ammo, to start somehow making money from magic, and that wasn't the truth. So
Okay.
I quit. I was trying to do my thing for 3 months. Nothing was going on. Went back to being an estate agent for 3 months again. This time I started renting
How
houses.
old are you?
18, 19.
Okay, damn, okay.
Yeah, I was really young when I was doing the estate agency. And then I did, and at this time I was hustling like on the side doing gigs for free, right? This is where I was meeting, I was going backstage to see Skepta, Jamie, doing magic to them, recording it, putting it out. I was just emailing bare people, And whilst I was working at the estate agency, I did a show for G-Shock in
What? How'd you get
No,
that?
it wasn't a show. I just went there. I just hit him up like, yo, I want to do magic and I'm not going to charge anything. Let me just entertain your guests. They're like, yeah, come, we'll give you a ticket, That was fine. And then that night, I guess this is where the story really starts,
I'm gonna get ready with my...
Yeah, this is really where the story really starts. It starts with G-Shock.
Oh my god, let me just show the camera this. Do you want a slice?
Nah.
Okay. Some B-roll there. Welcome back to Be The Source. You are now tuned into Be The Source. I just said that. Yeah, I know. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, all right? And my guest on the show today is NIO, the street magician. And he was just about to dig deep into his life story while I dig deep into this. What are you saying?
I like that. Dig deep.
Dig deep. So now, in all seriousness...
Okay, so... Oh, yeah, we left off with the G-Shock event.
Yeah, you were doing an event at G-Shock by just hitting them up. I thought that was sick, bro. Like, just the way you just hitting up people, yo, let me just come from, I don't even care if you want to pay me or not, I just want to be there. What did you want out of it? You just wanted to do it?
I wanted content.
Okay.
That's the mad thing, you go to these events wanting content and then you're actually there and I never get the content I want because I'm so busy performing. And I never really had anyone. It was always on my ones, I was always so used to just by myself, everything. Was going to these shows by myself, was getting backstage by myself, So, but yeah, so let me, because you see, the night I went to G-Shock,
Yeah.
I done the event, it was great, whatever, and then... and ironically, this was in Liverpool Street. It'll be very interesting why Liverpool Street is ironic. But I was hanging about, and then this homeless guy comes up to me, says, "Have you got money for a kebab?" Because he wanted to eat, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have no money, and I've just finished the show in G-Shock, so I was naturally quite high on adrenaline, and every time I was performing, I would be really high on adrenaline. I was happy, great feeling, right? So I said to the guy, I was like, yo, come here, let me try and get you some money. And so we just hit this group, which was outside this pub. It was about 11 p.m. on a Saturday night, and I started doing magic to them. There's about 5 of them maybe. So I start doing magic, and I'm there for, I'm guessing about 10 minutes. I do 3 tricks. And then by the end, I'm like, look, if you guys like the magic, I'd appreciate any tips. And so I think in total there was £15
Mad.
from that 10 minutes of performing.
Mad.
So the £15 I gave to the homeless guy, and that was that. But then that was when it kind of clicked. It was like, well, I can make this money myself.
Was that the first time you did that?
Yeah, I was the first ever time. I was what, like I was 19 by this time for sure. I was 19. I remember, yeah, clearly, you know, and it like clicked.
So that was the first time you performed on. That was the first time you was a street magician.
No, I'd done street magic a long time before. Like we was filming, even when I was at school, we would be filming out in the streets and the malls and stuff. I got footage that dates back to about 2010.
Mad. Where can
Which is
it out?
It's on my hard drive.
What's it doing on your hard
I'm
drive?
gonna show it to you after we record this. It's mad footage, bro.
You might chuck some on this podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't the whole aspect of doing street magic, it was the fact that I got paid to do magic on the streets. That was the difference. So then I was like, rah, okay, I can do this myself. And so that whole journey started of, I quit the estate agency and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out every day.
Did you quit the next day?
Or
you
I think I'd already quit by then because I was only on a 3-month contract.
Okay.
And I never. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. And I'll tell you why. Fuck, man. My whole memory's juggled up. Mm-hmm. But during my work at the estate agency, what I would do after that episode with the homeless guy, I would take the train from Rayners Lane to Farringdon. And I would do magic there from like, so I finished work at 6:30 and I'd get to Farringdon like about 7:15, 7:30. And then I would start doing magic to people outside the bars. And then slowly, like I remember once.
Why Farringdon? People would
Because I was very familiar. Like I was familiar with Farringdon because that was a tongue twister. I sounded very retarded there. I was familiar with Farringdon because they had a magic shop there.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know the area, but I knew where the bars and pubs were.
Okay, fair enough.
So I started doing magic, and then it's this whole idea of luck in it, being at the right place at the right time, which we spoke about at the very start. I was just always at the right place at the right time. Now I look back on it, because from Farringdon,
Is it because of that, or is it because you took on every opportunity you got, which led you to be on the right place in the right time, and you didn't turn up any opportunity?
Yeah, definitely, partly. But there's an element of luck into it as well, isn't it? Because you can't deny.
I don't believe it.
I'll tell you why. Because it advances more into my story.
Okay.
Because I've made that. What was it?
Farringdon.
Farringdon. I went from Farringdon, and then I met a group who were very fond of me outside a pub in Farringdon on a Saturday night. They was out on a stag do, right? Mm-hmm. So they're like, we're going to the strippers down the road. Come. I'm like, I've never been to the strippers in my life, and it's not how we were brought up, But I said, can I make money there? And they're like, I don't know, we don't know, we're just going to take you there as part of our group. We like you so much. So we go to the strippers, and I vividly remember
What kind of group is this?
it's just a stag do, man. Like typical, it's just lads out on a stag do, right? So they'd already paid me, by the way. I was about 60 quid up with that group, and I was performing for about half an hour. So I was proper gelling with them.
Mad.
And then they take me to the strippers. I see the bouncer outside the door, and he calls me Dave from the start, short for David Blaine. He calls me, he's like, Dave, I'm gonna call you Dave. And he goes, if you can do one trick and I get fooled, you can come in.
Mad.
So I do the trick, he gets fooled, he goes, you can go in. I go, I don't want to go in. And that was the start of a very unusual friendship between me and the bouncer of a strip club. His name was Lee Griffin, who's actually passed away now.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, man. But him, I got on so well with him and the other, which I won't say the other bouncer because he's still there, but it was about a year where I got to know them. I was going there every Friday night, every Saturday night, every Sunday night to make money. And the way I would make money is I would wait for the punters, is what you call them, to go in, get their dance, whatever. They'll come out for a smoke. That's when you catch them. You do a trick. You do 2-3 tricks. You say, if you like the magic, I appreciate any tips. And I was making 60 quid at most every night. And I was still working at the estate agency. And that's how I started to slowly build my confidence in performing. But then I was like, I need to start making more money. And then punters outside the strippers directed me to Liverpool Street. And from there, from Farringdon, I went to Liverpool Street. And that is, again, where my whole life changed again. Like, because, you see, you get led to different places. And if you remain in one place for too long, you know you're not doing something right. And for me, there was like, I was not staying in the same place for more than 3 months.
You don't mean physically, right? You mean...
No, I just mean in the work that you do, you know, in the places that you find yourself, the environments that you find yourself, the people that you find yourself with. For me, it would always change every 3 months. It's because I was going to Liverpool Street, and Liverpool Street completely changed my life because I'm still there to this day. And I know, this is why I know I'm doing something wrong, because I've been there for years and I'm still there, you know. So that's like that's a personal thing, but Liverpool Street is like really close to me in terms of what it's done. Because I found a whole new wealth, you know, a pool of wealth. People, they're brokers and traders over there, bro.
In this story,
Yeah.
where did all these opportunities, like, because I know you traveled around the world, the magic took you around the world. How did that happen? Where did
That happened from Liverpool Street. So the reason why I talk about right place at right time is when I started going Liverpool Street, I was doing that very seriously. I was busking every day, and I was single. You know, I was living by myself. Or not by myself, I was living with my mum. So I had nothing to pay for, no responsibilities. And then on a I never go out busking on Tuesdays because it doesn't make sense, because not a lot of people in the city go out to drink on a Tuesday. Even if they do, they'll go out to drink for maybe till 6 and 7 p.m. and then they're going home. You're not going to get the proper benders that you would get on a Thursday or Friday night. But I remember, I'm like, I need to go on a Tuesday because I need the money, I'm broke. And let me see what happens. That Tuesday night, I do magic at the White Horse in Exchange Square as I usually do. And one of the guys I do magic to, unbeknownst to me, is like a very wealthy hedge fund owner in Dubai, based in Dubai. So now during this time, I've been busking for a year in Liverpool Street.
Have you busked to him before? Have you busked to him before? Have you performed to
Never, I'd never met him before. And, you know, you get a lot of people that make fake promises. I'm going to get you a TV show. I'm going to get you this. I'm going to put you in front of this producer, whatever.
What?
They don't stick to it, right? You get a lot of those fake promises, especially in the city.
No one's come up to me and be like, yo, I'll give you a TV show.
Yeah, I've had so many people say that. They say they know the person that's responsible, so...
Okay.
But this guy I met, he goes, I want you to come to my family's dinner we're having in London in Marble Arch this Sunday. I'll pay you. I was like, cool, that's a gig. It's a usual standard gig. So I go to this thing in Marble Arch on a Sunday where his family are having lunch, and I do magic to his family. And his wife loves it. And she says to him, like, out loud, she's like, whatever, you know, his name. And she's like, we need to have this guy in Dubai for the Garry Barlow show. So I'm like, oh, Dubai sounds good, you know. And I just come out. I just had my 21st birthday, and I told everyone, like, in my speech, I was like, I'm gonna get a TV show sooner or later. I just spoke it in it, and I didn't know what was gonna happen 3 months later. But I get invited to Dubai, flown out.
Sorry.
I get flown out to Dubai, and
that's mad, bro. You're 20.
yeah, man,
21?
21.
That's mad. At 21, man's getting flown out to Dubai because of his magic trick. That's
Yeah,
dope.
but now
Was you gassed at that moment? Was you like, yeah, this is it? Like, I'm going on another level right now. Like, man's going
not
Dubai.
until I got there.
Thank you so much.
Not until I
Not
got there.
until you landed and touched foot in Dubai, then it hit you, and then it hit you, right? The
Well,
heat wave.
because no, because of the place where he put me up. It was apartments that he owned, which was right next to the Ritz Carlton.
Man was living it large.
So, but listen, I go there. The flight is paid for. My room is paid for, and it's amazing, like bachelor's pad. Yeah.
What about room service?
There was no room service.
Fuck it. Everything else is
Didn't
paid
expect no
for.
room service at all, man. But the whole apartment was paying.
I guess you don't need room service when you're next door to the Ritz.
Nah, exactly. And I was getting paid £250 a day. You know, and I maybe did only 2 performances. In the
I've never
1
done
week.
that ever. That made me do
Yeah.
that. That's
$250 a day, man. Like I was going.
for what, an hour's work.
For well, I don't see it
Couple
as
hours
work, man. It's like it's just card tricks, isn't it?
That's the bit that I love you for saying that, bro. That's so true.
It's true though, but it's the show that comes with it. But bro, like it's crazy because I never really understood the how intense that my situation was back then. You have no idea. Like this is why it's important for people to know because, like, I was not supposed to do anything with magic. You know.
What do you mean?
Like it was never written in the stars for me. It was always a hit and miss thing. It was always what I'm doing is a bit weird and I believe in it, so I'm gonna just try it. But
How
like
do you know
I would have conversations with myself back then that I wanted to become very successful. Right? I back then it was fame. It was wanting a TV show. But my intention was very innocent, you know. It was very, very innocent, and Dubai corrupted it big time.
Because it led you to see what.
Well,
That kind
hear
of
this.
lifestyle gives you.
Hear this. Yeah, September 2014, I get flown out to Dubai for 2 weeks, and I get paid $250 a day. So you do the maths, how much I got paid for that. I come back, and then in November, it's now Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So they're like, we want you to come back out again. We got a yacht.
Bro, you made peas, bro.
We got a yacht. We need you to perform at the Grand Prix from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I don't just go for the Grand Prix this time. I go there for a good 3 weeks. Yeah. And I get paid again. I get paid a lot of money. And this was going on for from September 2014 all the way to October 2016, because I did 3 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in a row, 1 year after the other, but the best one, hands down, was Monaco Grand Prix in 2015. So the 6 months from 2014 going into 15,
Did you do tricks to the drivers? I keep cutting you, but I
I didn't do tricks to the drive, bro. I was like, all right.
want to know though. I fucking love it. I love F1.
Yeah.
Is that F1 happening right now?
Yeah.
I should know. If I love it, I should know. It is, isn't it?
I have no idea. I
don't
don't
know.
follow it, but
Is it
Bro.
happening? Let me know.
we was on a yacht. The yacht next to us, yeah, this was the second year or the first year, I'm not sure. The yacht next to us, there's Kevin Hart, Ludacris, and Trey Songz. So like the yachts are parked so close together, right? So you can literally see what's going on, innit? The year after that, it's Future. Future's right there. And like, so we're on the yacht next to it. We're like, we need to get Future's attention so I can go and do magic to him. Because if I did magic to Future, it would have looked big, innit, on my social media. So me and this boy, my boy that I had in Dubai, was like, let's throw a card at his entourage from our yacht to their yacht. Hopefully it hits one of them and they'll look back and then we can be like, can we show you a trick? Because they had, what do you call them things?
Lenses, cameras.
No, the
binoculars.
Binoculars. You get me? And so I throw the first card. It hits the couple before the entourage, and the guy it hits his woman in it. So the guy looks up. He's pissed, bruv. He was pissed off. He's like, "How dare you hit?" You know, because I hit his girlfriend in it with a card, and the card's traveling really fast. So it probably did hurt, but. We did get the attention of the entourage, and then so they're looking through the binoculars, and I'm spreading my cards. I'm like, and I do a trick, so that from the binoculars it can look like a trick, innit? And I see the guy like going like that, so I'm like, we're in, bruv. Like we're gonna do magic to Future, fam. Like get the camera ready, you know? It never happened.
Why?
Because.
What happened?
I'm trying to think why I didn't have. It's such an anticlimax. But my boy got a photo with him, you know. And then he was just getting mobbed after he got off the yacht. Because I said, can I do magic to one of his boys? And they're like, yeah, when we come back. And they came back. But by the time they came back, they was getting mobbed. And by that time, I'd seen my fair share of celebrities, man. Like, one of the periods in 2015, I was so lucky to go to WWE. I'm sitting in the same room as John Cena, literally, like, there eating his food, all the WWE superstars. And I'm just there with my cards. And the whole crazy story is, I see WWE live for the first time in front of my eyes, something I grew up with. And then I'm playing rummy with John Cena and the referee backstage, you know? And it's like, and I've got this photo with Cena, with Seth Rollins and all that, and we filmed with Sami Zayn, and so a couple of WWE superstars.
That's true, I used that for your show.
Yeah, oh yeah, you did, yeah. And what's the other guy's name? Some good WWE, like really nice guys, man. And so the level of where I was at the time, it got so big, like I got so big-headed over it. I think was the downfall of everything.
No way.
For sure.
How was
like,
you big-headed,
dude, I was.
How was you big-headed?
I think my ego was so inflated, man.
But you're in another country. How you didn't know anyone there?
Well, I got to make a lot of friends. I made a lot of contacts in Dubai.
Yeah.
Everyone loved me for the tricks.
Yeah.
They'd not seen anything like it. So I'd gone to NBC, the biggest channel in the Middle East. We pitched a TV show. I came up with the idea for the TV show in the meeting. They're like, what are you going to do that's different to Dynamo? And I'm like, oh, you know, and it was such a chilled out conversation. So
Till they dropped that.
So I was chilled out, but I said, you know what, mate? Like, you know, he walked on water, so I can't do that. So the only thing I can think of is, you know, if we're going to do something quite eccentric and extraordinary, that I'm going to levitate on the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building so far on Earth, and we're going to break the world record for it. And man's just going to levitate. And then I could see his face light up in it. So I'm like, fuck this, I'm going to play on it more. So I'm like, you know the Emirates Towers, which is like two symmetrical towers? I'm going to walk on air between each one. And I'm going to land on the other side. And he's like, oh my God. And then they're like, and then they have a compound inside the mall called Ski Dubai, which is like an indoor ski thing, right? So the guy was like, can you make an avalanche appear? I'm like, yeah. So they wrote us a letter of intent, which is in like TV. I've never heard of it in TV terms. Is like, we intend to air your show.
This same guy that flew you to Dubai put you in a room in embassy.
No, that I made that link myself.
While he was in Dubai.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're a good networker, man.
Well, it's easy when you have magic. Literally, show the magic as the icebreaker, and that's it, man. I'm very lucky, I feel, sometimes. Because, you know, you have people that can spit bars. You can't just spit bars like that, innit? Like, in random. But you can do tricks. You can just show a card trick real quick.
That's
Not
so
an
true.
issue.
That's so true.
Without losing any of the, you know, whatever's makes you special. But
So you got the meeting now. Meeting. You said you're God basically at the meeting, and the guy's going crazy like, this is mind blasting. How are you doing?
mind blasting.
Now what?
That was it. Mind blasting. But remember,
You know what's mind blasting? This.
blasting the mind.
Like blast the toilet tomorrow. You get me?
How long have we been recording for?
40 minutes, 50 minutes.
Okay.
We got. So
So I've pitched a TV show. I'm
Yeah.
getting mobbed by a lot of TV channels in Dubai because like the producers are taking me to all these because we need. So the TV show is funded by the guy that brought me out to Dubai, right? It's funded at $3 million, and the way we recoup that money is through sponsors, right? So sponsorships pay us some of the money to kind of contribute back to the original budget, and in return we film in their like environment, right?
Okay.
With their branding, for example. That's how it works. And you start making money in like season 2. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so everything was discussed. You know, we started talking to David Blaine's consultant, to bring him on board to consult for us. And on the day of signing contracts, the guy that funded me and everything pulled out, so the whole deal fell through. And I'm not going to get into why he did that. That's something he was dealing with at the time. But that meant, and remember, I was ready to fly out to Dubai at this point. They were paying me $2,000 a month and putting me up, paying for all my expenses and everything whilst I was filming this show. So a man was ready.
So you filmed the show?
No, we were planning. We were going to film the show. We was ready to leave, and then the deal falls through the last day. So now I have no more TV show. Within a second, you go from having a TV show to nah, it's not happening.
Okay.
So that really fucked with my confidence big time.
But where did the pilot come from then?
So that's why the pilot happened.
Okay.
Because I was not promised, but we was under agreement we were going to do a full 6-episode show in Dubai, based in Dubai, aired in Dubai, right? Funded by the guy in Dubai. He pulled out. So now I'm left in the dark. And we had a verbal agreement we were going to do this together. We spent so much time pitching our TV show to the sponsors and everything. So in return, he said, you're from London, you need a pilot show in London, let's make a pilot. I will put you in touch with this producer, Wigwam Films.
That's mad, Wigwam.
Who won a BAFTA for their last movie. And we shot a 24-minute pilot with a £60,000 budget.
Did you still have ego at that point while you were filming your TV show? Or was it broken when the deal fell through?
I was going through a lot of personal shit at the time as well.
Like what?
I just moved out of my mum's with my missus. Partner.
Okay,
I
so
think
you're in a
I'll call it
relationship now as well. How is it like being in Dubai with these supermodels, I'm guessing, because you're in the Formula One world, with Ludacris next to you and Kevin Hart, and then you got a relationship back home. How's all of that? Like, how did you handle all of this? Or was your woman a strong girl? Like, how's your relationship and magic? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, how is it?
Well, there's similarities, isn't it, in both? It's the discipline. You see, I like the discipline of knowing, I have to be faithful to someone else. It's like having the discipline to learn a trick so you can keep reinventing yourself and being a better performer. It's like having the discipline to go to these places where there'll be temptations, but you've got someone else waiting for you.
Have you ever did the magic trick to get a girl?
Nah, never.
Have you ever did a magic trick to get a girl from someone else?
Yeah, better times on my days. This is mad because I've set up a lot of couples, yeah. It's crazy, especially in Liverpool Street, like...
Okay. Any single guys out there that want to get with a
I
girl,
am the best wingman.
link him at Liverpool Street, he'll get with you. Tinder, don't waste your peas on Tinder, alright? Just link him at Liverpool Street, top up your Oyster card, that's what you gotta do.
Trust me, man, I am the best wingman you could ask for.
He'll give you a girl and free drinks. You know them? The one and only time
And some change as well if you want.
That's fine. So what do you do? If you're wingman and me, we're in a bar right now, what's the game plan? What are we doing?
Alright, this is interesting. So we're in a bar.
Yeah.
And I'll say to you first, I'll ask you to take your pick. So you're going to have to point to someone.
Okay. That one.
So then I would go over there. And then I would make you the magician. I would make it look like you have the magical powers.
Ooh. Okay.
Right? It's about empowering your wingman. So, you see, I tell you how I got the couple that I remember that I got together is I was doing magic to the lady.
Yeah.
And then as I'm finishing up, I see this guy who I've known before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yo, you should meet this lady and you should meet him. And let me do a trick to both of you.
Yeah.
Do the trick. You walk out. That's literally it, fam.
That's it. And then
they're just talking and they've now the ice. That's the icebreaker.
Icebreaker,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
ice between them, right?
No, yeah.
They're cool now.
Unless he's good in his drink.
He's got more ice to break.
That's pretty dope. Don't know. That's pretty dope. So, what was you? Now going back, so you said you was going through a lot of personal issues at that time as well. So like, what kept you going? What motivated you? What kept like pushing you, saying, "Let me keep doing this. My time will come. I will get my TV show. I will hit my goals that I set." Because like I feel like, like the time I went to your flat. You got like a vision board, you got your goal set, you got things like that. So I'm guessing you believe in the law of attraction and things like that. So you're looking
Well,
up.
the
You
only
believe in
reason,
it?
I subconsciously did it because, but I didn't know about it at the time.
Okay.
Because
So
you know
were
when I
just-
said to you before I went to Dubai, I had my birthday and I said it out loud that I'm gonna have a TV show.
So you're just doing affirmations before?
Yeah, but I was just doing it because I was, like I said, it was almost an innocent intention. Like, I wasn't doing it because I knew about the law of attraction. And then I read about it later and I was like, oh, this is mad.
That's mad.
Yeah. So it's almost like you're destined to do it, innit? When you're doing shit like that. It's like,
No, I hear that.
you know.
So like, what motivated you at that time when you was, like on the day the deal broke and you must be like, oh crap, and like
Man was still going busking, innit?
Liverpool Street.
Yeah, and I was still going after the TV film fell through because it was the summer.
Yeah.
So I was just using...
I mean, you still
trying-
got to pay rent. You're living by yourself right now.
Yeah, started to anyway. And I meet another wealthy man by luck.
Look at you just running into rich
and
people.
this time it's
Be
very...
my sugar daddy, please.
But this time it's very instant, right? Because this time I meet the guy and the next morning I'm on the flight to Marrakesh.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, boy.
So I've met this guy.
Spontaneous, I like that. Spud me.
Well, they're going to do their annual work like meeting or retreat, and it was in Marrakesh, right? And they hired out this whole hotel to themselves. And the hotels, they're not rooms, they're big fucking villas by themselves, individual ones. So they're like, look, we got some
Like
empty
a bungalow.
spaces. Do you want to come with us? We'll pay you a fee and you come and do magic.
Yeah.
I was like, calm. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Called up my partner, was like, listen, got to quickly go and hustle and secure the bag.
In Marrakesh.
In Marrakesh, it was 24 hours, went there, did the magic and left and got paid.
All in 24 hours.
And then through that, you know, meeting that guy was very important because it's again networking. You know, it's always good to know a couple of very successful people and have them in your phone book. It's very, very good. Very beneficial for sure. So little things like that made me still believe that there was something in it. There was something. Things weren't going to plan, but I was still continuing on this path, and something was trying to give way. You know, because things like that don't happen often when you meet a stranger and then you fly the next morning. Because when shit like that happens, you got to think. You're gonna be like, that's mad. You know. And a lot of other things happened with that guy that I look back on it now. I don't want to say, but I look back on it now and I'm like, that's just crazy. I met him so randomly.
That's being grateful, right?
Yeah, of course. I've always told him I'm, you know, so grateful for everything. I'm grateful to a lot of people. Half of my fucking energy goes on thanking people.
That's true. You do say thank you a hell of a lot.
Yeah. But, it's not easy for sure.
Did you want to talk about the youth?
The youth.
We hit an hour.
Yeah, I don't know how much footage we got. This seemed like ages.
We just hit an hour.
Real quick about the youth. I was talking to Velan about this outside in Rams, you know, and you're 24?
Yeah.
I'm 24. So there's cards falling on the floor. That rhymed. And we talked about the youth, and I said, yo, Velan, I'm worried that, you know, the youth, the generation after us are going to, at one point in the future, they're going to be the majority of people running the world, right? And I'm like, I'm worried because a lot of the systems that are put into place now, whether that's school, you know, it's outdated, right? Now you have creative pioneers coming out and doing great things, and now it's being encouraged, you know. But you made a good point. You said, what did you say? You said,
I wish I remembered what I said. I said a
No,
lot of
I'm
things.
gonna-
I always say a lot of things. I think the meaning of success is different for everybody. And I feel because of social media, the definition of success is, I don't know, being an online influencer. If I have the numbers on my Instagram page, that means I'm successful and that makes me happy. And then when I hit 1 million subscribers, that's going to make me... I mean, when the point comes and I hit 1 mil, when I think I hit what I thought was being successful, but then I'm unhappy, and then that makes me confused, and that leads me into depression, and then that's when this whole mental health issues come along. And then if that falls into what you're saying, which it does, we're going to be filled with a world full of depressed people and with mental health issues. And I think that's a serious thing, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it enough, and they don't feel comfortable, and there's not enough awareness about it. And even if you are depressed, what do you do? Where do you go?
I think it's the idea we were talking about, isn't it? That success is now digitalized and is numbers.
Yeah, man, that's
You
mad. They look at your numbers first before they look at you as a person.
Or as you just look at your talent.
Yeah.
You know.
But hard work beats talent. You know that.
Yeah, of course, but you know,
You
I
wasn't
think,
born with the talent of Cardiff like
No,
your
but
fam.
you see, I've been doing magic for 11 years. You've been doing videography for how long?
This is talent. You know that thing? What was you showing me?
Oh,
so
yeah,
everybody
this-
at home,
No,
get
this is
your
not
palms.
talent. This is not talent because I couldn't do this at the start. I was like you, but then with a bit of practice, so. Yeah.
No, tell them what to do first.
All right, so you put your hands together. Can you see Rams on the camera? So so this is your index finger. I'll show you from this. You're gonna go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and then back. Right?
Look how quick he does it. Oh, I did it.
Yeah, but you have to keep the other fingers
Oh,
on
damn.
point. Even I can't do it properly, man. So, nah, that's just skill, innit? You just practice. But you know, they're so used to shortcuts, and there's no longevity. They don't study their craft. They don't study their art. You know.
that's
And like I told you, they'll try and get try and be social influencers in one category. If they fail, they'll just because they've hacked the game.
I want to bring it back. You said they take shortcuts.
Yeah.
They just want the easy win.
Yeah.
And but that has also led to them being creative by social growth hacking their way
Yeah.
into getting the numbers. And
But
I
there's
feel-
no substance in what they do. Yeah.
What do you mean by
There's no depth to them. It's like, you know, if someone does a vlog, say you do your vlog, which I've seen, and compare it to another vlog of someone else of a younger generation. Let's say it's perfect quality, matches yours, but the content, we're talking about what is going on. There's no depth to that because they've not gone out and experienced things in the real world. So a lot of the things they talk about is shit. It's bollocks.
It's clickbait.
Right, whatever. It's not true knowledge that they've dropped and they've learned through experiencing in life. Right, it's like the whole. I mean, I don't want to comment on it, but you know, it's a tad bit worrying for sure. You know, to see where it's going at, because our older generation were a lot more disciplined than the younger generation
Oh, hell
are.
yeah. They had it hard, man. They were like, but at this age, yeah. My dad at this, when he was 24, he came to this country, bought a yard, was paying rent, doing with a job, like making money before there was internet, social media, all of this. Like you had to go and really get it and be like.
But you see, back then there was a script.
Mad hard back then.
There was a script, wasn't there? There was a script of how you should live your life.
Yeah, there's a template.
Now the template or the script is non-existent.
Yeah, no, it still exists.
there's a lot less people following it.
Yeah, because of social media, like the templates kind of been open, and there's like copy and paste duplicate templates now. They're like, oh, do you want to be a videographer? Follow this template.
Yeah,
do you want to
this,
be a DJ? Do this. Oh, you want to
That's
sing?
true.
Do this. But it all comes down to like
Individuality.
I feel like because of that, originality has been lost. But then how has it
It's
existed
not been
anyways,
lost.
though?
I think it's now perceived as a different way.
What do you mean?
Right, so like nothing. I don't think anything is original these days. Look at the movies that come out; they're all reboots of old classics. You know, songs that come out, they're remixes of old classics. So it's almost
No, I
like
believe in that too. What you say.
yeah. So you see, it's difficult at this period to innovate and be an innovator because it's brand new territory that you've not been through. You know, like we saw the Blaine sewing his mouth thing.
Yeah.
Mate, like that is the best trick I have ever seen in my entire life. And he's done it in 2018 at a time where there's so many other magicians, yet this man still stands out more so than the rest of anyone I've seen. And it's
And
just
so
crazy.
simple.
It's
He says like 10 words in the whole thing.
yeah. It's
But
a
it's magic.
beautiful routine. It's got a start, middle, and end, and it's got a sucker punch right at the end. Perfect, absolutely amazing. So when you got
Is that
people
the
like
template
that,
to be a really good magician?
it's not really a template, but it's for sure a model.
Do you storytell when you do magic?
Huh?
Are you a storyteller when you do magic? Do you like to? When you say you have a start, middle, and end, what do you mean by that?
Well, you see, for me, it's not much of a story. It's more of
A journey you take on with the
yeah.
people.
It's like there's a start, middle, and end to the trick, right? There's a purpose of why the trick is happening, and there's a reason why the tricks are in a specific order. So I tell my story through many tricks.
So you have structure.
Structure, but sometimes that structure is broken because you mess up a trick. Then you have to improvise.
What happens when you mess up a trick?
Well, they don't know that because you improvise.
Have you ever messed up
Yeah,
a trick and
all the time.
and you couldn't improvise? Like you messed up so bad, like oh fuck, I just messed up now.
I mean, yeah, at the very start when I began to make mistakes, and then as you begin to expose yourself by performing more,
How did you grow that confidence? You just kept performing.
just going to Liverpool Street, man. And I realized that people began to like my personality, so I began to talk more. I would do the trick, but then I would spend some time with them after. I'd spend 5-10 minutes with them.
What do you talk about?
Just anything they want.
Yeah.
I'm there. You can talk to me. And then after that, they feel like, oh, he's not like every other magician, because every other magician wears a piano tie and does tricks and then fucks off. This guy does some astounding tricks, but he's talking to us as well like we're normal people. And that goes a long way, man.
And you don't wear a suit when you do street magic.
Nah.
You're pretty strict on that as well, because I remember listening into your meetings, like, no, that's not me. I'll have my own image.
Yeah.
And there isn't, like...
Well, that's it's almost a security thing as well, for sure. But I just wouldn't be comfortable being in a suit at all. Nah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to be when you're 30?
That's a very good question. So is it a wrap up, yeah?
I guess so.
So where do I see myself when I'm 30?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
I want...
And how do you see yourself getting there? How did you map it out?
Are we talking about career, obviously?
Yeah, I know you as a person. It could be anything. Like, where did you see yourself?
So
in 30 years?
therapeutic. I want to see... I tell you what I want to see myself doing when I'm 30 is I want to still be as... do you know what? No, I want to be as passionate as I first was when I discovered magic, about magic, if not even more.
Oh, okay.
I wanna really become a master of my craft, which is not gonna happen in 5 years, but I wanna be at a much higher level than I am now. I really wanna study the greats, and I wanna find balance in everything I do. You know, balancing whatever, my work-life balance, my magic and my relationship balance.
How do you balance your work life and personal life at the moment?
Right now it's a bit all over the place, if I'm honest. So I'm still trying to learn how to juggle. That's very important, and
Same here. We're all in the same
it's
boat.
it's very important because I compromise a lot of my career for my relationship, and I compromise a lot of my relationship for my career. So I'm equally invested in both, and that's why I can't let go of both very easily at all.
Do you believe in the thought of just having, instead of a work life and a personal life, it's just your work life is your personal life and your personal life
No,
is
that
your
doesn't
work
work because I shot the pilot, and I thought I can mold my life as filming as a magician and my personal life, and it doesn't work because you need a break from what it is you do every day. You need a break because I learned something. I learned if you practice a trick a lot of times, but you practice it in the wrong way and you repeat that, you build the wrong muscle memory. So you end up fucking the trick up by practicing it more. So it's best you cut it, you take a break from it a day, an hour, 2 hours, then you come back and relearn it. And that's the whole thing about balance, isn't it? You can't be practicing too much, otherwise if you practice too much you take away from your from your performance. Same thing with if you take too much from your relationship and you give too much to your career, there's no balance. So it's give and take on both sides for sure. But in 5 years, man, I just really want to be I just see a lot of passionate young people these days as well. As much as we're talking about the youth, I see a lot of passionate young people and I envy them. I wish, because I remember when I first discovered magic, you could not break my focus, man. You couldn't. I was just so focused. And I believe it's still somewhere in me, so it's just about finding it again.
I hope you find it. I hope I can help you find it.
Be the sauce.
We're going to wrap up right here, man. It's been real deep.
I've been sitting this whole time with a wedgie and my balls are just wrapped up in my boxes.
Damn, boy. That's going to be some sweaty sofa when it gets up real short. But shout out to you for watching the podcast. If you watch it from start to finish till now, I rate you guys. Make sure you like the video. If you like this video, make sure you drop a fat thumbs up down below and make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. It is now 10 to 3 in the morning. Thank you so much,
Thank
Neo,
you for having me.
for jumping on the show. It's Be the source of the show, Neo, the street magician. Yeah, it's a wrap. But wait.